Now, the problem with Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, the movie did well at the box office. It made a lot of money. It's an Avengers film. And so obviously it did make a lot of money. And it had a lot of goodwill coming from the first Avengers movie, which is incredible. Iconic even. Now, the problem with this movie is it's not the villain. It's the fact that the villain needs more time. The villain in this movie is an AI that becomes a robot, and it wants to destroy the world it wants to destroy humanity because humanity is the cause of all the problems, which it figures out 5 seconds of getting in the internet. And he decides to completely level the planet by recreating the asteroid event that destroyed the dinosaurs in the form of a city falling on the ground from a huge height. And the plot in theory is good, but this movie is called The Avengers Age of Ultron, and you can't do a movie about an age inside 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something. It's not enough time. Now, this honestly need to be spread out to a few movies or a series or something, and it would have been better. This whole movie feels rushed. That's the main problem. The villain's good. Ultron, you can't really kill him. He's an AI. He can just jump into the internet and go around. And then you have him trying to create an android body, which is basically invincible. Well, at least until Thanos shows up. But yeah, the villain was good. The plotline was good. I mean, you couldn't really argue much with the plot of why he's trying to do this. Because objectively, when you look at it, humans are responsible for everything that's happening in this planet. There's no moral argument against him. Just that we want to survive, and so we're going to stop him. But everything felt rushed. Yeah. Honestly, you need to be longer, similar to what happens in the Terminator movies in the future. A bunch of AI robots controlling everything. Ultron ruling the planet, and then the Avengers gathering together, fighting back against androids. That would have been a good way to do it, but that's not really possible to do in one movie. So I don't think they should have used this villain for this movie. It should have, the Ultron thing should have been an entire saga. It had the potential to be at least an entire phase. It had that potential. You should have built Ultron up in other movies, and then maybe make him into a big bad for the final one. And maybe give him a positive story arc in the beginning about him learning about humanity, and instead of him just going after everyone and killing everyone as soon as he comes alive. It feels rushed overall. That's the point. It needed to be a longer storyline, and they should have used another villain instead of. I don't know who they could have used. I mean, there are lots of MCU villains, and Loki wasn't the most powerful, so making a more powerful villain than Loki, picking a more powerful than Loki wouldn't been that big of a stretch. I mean, maybe they could have fought in a Celestial or someone else, but yeah. And that's the problem with this movie, and it's proven that Ultron is a good character, and with a good story arc, it can be a great movie, because we see in What If that Ultron actually wins. He gets his body, he gets the Infinity Stones, and then he creates an army of androids just out of thin air, and then he attacks the entire universe and defeats everyone. A complete domination. You see the potential of what Ultron could have been, but you couldn't do that in one movie. It should have been a saga. Maybe they could do a future saga about him after the MCU supposedly resets, but since this movie's already out, I'm not sure if they're gonna move that track, but I would really like to see it. I mean, robots taking over the planet, or even taking over the universe, and everyone the entire universe fighting back, trying to survive and coming back together to defeat him somehow. Similar to the Terminator Skynet thing. That would be great. So yeah, that's the problem with the Avengers Age of Ultron.